Alrighty. I believe we're live and streaming now. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music. Sure, something like that is great. And we can talk about what we're looking at here. So, this here, where are we at? This is our test computer screen. When we picked up, or where we left off yesterday, we were working on getting the Gemini install script to run, and we were having problems with the script itself failing to install Gemini due to network connection failure. This is an old laptop machine. And then once we got it to install, we were struggling because the machine's old enough that it was having a hard time allowing us to sign in to the Google account for Gemini. But we did, so we were stuck, and I had to end the stream last night. But anyway, between last night ending the stream and this point today, I did play with it a little bit more and tested it. I didn't even really need to adjust the script. I just needed to run it cleanly, and we got it to work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to prove that by doing a few things. I'm going to delete this Gemini, the .gemini folder from this PC, and then I'm going to uninstall Gemini also in the PowerShell by running the uninstall command. So we'll do that right now. What is it? npm uninstall -g at Google /Gemini -CLI, and it should uninstall, and then we'll see that may actually delete this file folder automatically when it uninstalls the Gemini system. If it does, cool. We'll reinstall it, run the script, show you it works, prove that it picks up back where we left off, and carry on. To show you how we're going to know if it works, if it picks back up where we left off, this is our context history. And this file here I have highlighted is specifically the most recent conversation we had with Gemini. Now this isn't going to get deleted. This is going to stay in the drive. Once we uninstall Gemini, make sure it's all uninstalled, and then we test again, rerun our install script, and then run our custom Gemini build. What should happen is it'll read this file and have context based on our custom build, the system that we've put in place that tells Gemini what the correct launch sequence and protocol of reading files to build context in every session is. It does that, right? And then one of those steps is read the most recent conversation. So this is the most recent conversation, and in it, to signify this conversation at the end, we came up with a code word to just to be like a marker of continuity between sessions. In the next session, if we get this code word down here, I believe we listed it as midnight. Let's double check that. Where are we at? Okay, let's see if we can find that. Where are we at? Midnight, right there. That's our code word, right? So when we uninstall, we already uninstalled Gemini. It looked like it finished. Let's click back on the console, see. Boom, done. That's all good. Now let's go back to our user. Okay, that's still there, but let's refresh. Okay, it's still there. We're gonna delete .gemini, right? There's no more Gemini anything in our system. If we go back to our D drive, of course nothing's changed because it's an external drive. Now, if we go back to PowerShell and cd to our drive, and then we run, which is /, what is it? Gemini. Oh, what was that? What's the right file name? I don't remember. Let me check. Install Gemini system. Install _Gemini _system. .ps1. Working. We got an active internet connection. Requires administrator privileges. Sure does. So we run PowerShell as administrator. Yes. cd d and what was it? Dang it, what was it? This command right here, copy, paste, enter. We're in administrator PowerShell. We got good connection. It's installing Gemini CLI, which should install the .gemini system back in our host computer system, and it should also create the settings.json file that allows Gemini to run without updating, so we can use our working stable build of Gemini. Then we'll run it, show you guys, and then we can move on to the next phase of our big master plan we want to accomplish today. So there we go. We see it ran in the background, right? It's done. Press enter to exit. Cool. Now we're back in our D drive. Let's refresh this. See if Gemini, yep, .gemini. Let's make sure the settings, yep, that's there. Did it disable auto update? True. Correct. That's beautiful to see. Now we can go over here and say launch Gemini, and if all goes well, we should get a response from Gemini based on our last conversation, and it is also running our system that saves the conversation. See, the the transcript is being written to a file and saved right now. So I'm going to switch screens so I can log into my Google account. This is the thing that bound us up yesterday, so hold on a second. Okay, this is the new machine. I was talking to Gemini over here on this machine too. This is the kind of our base system. Now I'm going to sign in over here on the other computer. Sign into my Google account, log in. Yep, sign in. Boom, and now we're into Gemini, right? So I'll switch back to screens. You can see, right, all I did was sign into Google here. I don't even know that there's anything that showing you guys would cause a problem or dox me, but here we go. And you can tell it's running right because our prompt that we built to always run is here. It's reading the right files, right? It read the most recent conversation. It's reading that install Gemini thing. We don't need it to do that. We already accomplished that. We're talking to it right now. So we can just say, based on our last conversation, what is the current most recent code word, and what does it mean? Question mark. And now we'll see if it says midnight and we're on track, or if not and we have to correct it. Even if we have to correct it, we still have all our context files saved, all our previous conversations saved. So we could prompt it and help it if it finds the wrong file. But there we go. It read the correct most recent conversation. There's midnight. Its philosophy is that the install Gemini system PS1 script has been finalized and simplified to only install external dependencies Node.js, Gemini CLI, and configure the Gemini CLI. The Gemini system files, script configs are expected to be manually copied by the user directly into the drive root. Okay, that's only kind of true. That's how we did it right here. But soon we'll have some sort of system in place where you just, maybe it's GitHub repository, maybe it's Patreon, I don't know, we haven't decided yet. We started having conversations, but if we're gonna have a way, whatever the repository or sharing system we choose, the goal is to have users download just the contents of the drive or the file structure, the save system that we have, and then boom, that the whole file structure is already in the drive. Then you run the installer for all the dependencies and then you're ready to rock. Right, that's the idea. So that's what we're aiming for. But we're caught up. Gemini's on track and working on the new installation running on a fresh test computer, right? So that's boom, done, game changer. We got a new Gemini tool for the world to use that saves conversations on Gemini run this way, our version of Gemini in Windows 11, Windows PowerShell, right? So that's our build of Gemini. Now we want to do something similar with Ollama, because Ollama allows us to pull models, really a lot of language models, and run them, right? So we want to do that with Ollama. Hold on, let me see if there's anything I'm missing from my to-dos on this Gemini installation script. So we installed Gemini, deleted Gemini, we showed the D drive and saved conversations. We ran the install script and launched Gemini, and it correctly recalled conversations saved to that D drive. And it's also writing to the new conversation currently, and we're in good shape. So we could keep working from this computer here, but we don't need to. We're going to transfer back to our other machine running our main drive that's not just the Gemini isolated drive, but it's our bigger drive with everything we've built so far, trying to get an agentic system to work, along with all our Gemini stuff, right? So we're going to be working from that drive on our new machine now, and we're going to kind of revisit how we run Ollama in our bigger system now, do it a different way possibly, but we're going to start off by talking to our custom Gemini build about how to move forward with this project that it's a part of, and how to get Ollama set up similarly to how Gemini is, and saves context and conversations, and then is able to navigate itself, its own context, right? And, you know, because Gemini has the ability to read and write files and all those things. Ultimately, the goal is to allow Gemini to read all the things that we allow this other version of Ollama that we're going to build out to be like Gemini. It can read all the Ollama files and communicate with it eventually, right? That's the hope. In the past, we made a server that allowed language models to talk to each other, but I think we're going to go about it differently, possibly by running different language models and tools and like systems that we build for our agentic system to be able to use as tools in Docker containers, possibly. But there may be a problem there because obviously if you're running something in a Docker container, it's separate than the system, the host machine system, and that may pose some problems where we gotta create a bridge to be able to allow our agentic system or Gemini, whatever language model we have at the driver's seat to our agentic system, be able to use Docker container tools, right? Is that possible or not? I don't know yet. That's part of what we gotta do. We gotta figure out. So we're gonna have some conversations with our custom Gemini about how to move forward with the system as a whole. But right now we're specifically gonna focus on revisiting the Ollama system that we use. And I've been doing a lot of research today, watching a bunch of YouTube videos, network check, reading forums online, stuff like that. So we're gonna kind of work our way through using these resources, what I've learned today, notes I've taken, and you know, I still have stuff up on another monitor based on kind of like the systems that we want to use to build our bigger system, and we're going to work through the Ollama stuff for this bigger agentic system here today. So where are we at? What do we want to ask? Let's see. I'm going to look at my notes really quick. Okay, so I'm going to read you guys my notes about what I want to talk to our custom Gemini build about as far as getting Ollama up and running in a way that works for the vision of our system. So we want to talk to Gemini about installing Ollama in a way that saves conversations like our Gemini build and create a RAG system for it. If you don't know, RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and it's basically a system that allows AIs to navigate databases, right? So, that's what I learned that today. I built a system like that for our current Gemini system where it saves conversations based on PowerShell transcripts, right? And there's a whole lot of tools that we had to develop to like save them and log them correctly in a way that makes sense and can be mapped out by Gemini. Like we have a specific way we timestamp them and write the text files to JSON objects and like take note of keywords and all those things, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. But I did all that before I learned about like the RAG system. So we can take advantage of that, the fact that it already exists, and either do it the way that I did it or use a system that Gemini helps us develop, like a RAG system for Ollama. But either way, we're going to talk about a RAG system so that Ollama or Gemini or another language model for that instance, for whatever instance of language model we run, can then navigate the Ollama conversation index, right? The same way Gemini can navigate its own Gemini index or context directory, So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to talk to our Gemini about it. And yeah, so let's start talking to Gemini here. We want to work on Okay. We're going to move on to a different task now. I want to talk about installing a llama in a way where we have a custom build around it, like we are running Gemini right now, with some sort of RAG system to allow Gemini or other models to read a conversation directory of a llama conversation save files the same way we save and reference Gemini conversations with the system we're using now. This may happen in Open Web UI, however, not necessarily. We could also talk about the fact that I currently have a Docker container Llama build running Llama 3.1, but I want to and we may use Docker containers again if and only if we're able to run Llama models in Docker containers that are able to be interacted with by other containers or systems running on the local host environment. If local LLMs can't interact with LLMs running in Docker containers, then we can't go that direction. We also want to be able to use many models with Llama and still have conversations be saved. And we want our Gemini system to be able to interact with our Ollama system and the models we use it to run in the main picture. So however we should go about planning this, I'm all ears, but let's talk about and come up with a solid plan. If there's anything I can do to give you resources or better guidance, let me know. If you already understand all this, let me know. Alright, we'll see what it says. Okay. Alright. I understand completely. This is an excellent and logical next step. You want to build a robust local AI ecosystem where Gemini and Ollama can coexist and collaborate, leveraging the strengths of both. You've laid out the key requirements perfectly. A custom Ollama environment, not just running Ollama but building a system around it, similar to what we've done for Gemini. RAG for Ollama history, a crucial piece where a model like Gemini can read and understand the history of conversations you've had with various Ollama models. Docker interoperability. Docker interoperability is a crucial constraint. Any Dockerized Ollama model must be accessible from the host machine or other containers if they're isolated and architecture won't work. If they are isolated, the architecture won't work. Gemini Ollama integration. The ultimate goal is to have our primary assistant, Gemini, be able to query the knowledge stored in the Ollama conversation history. This is a fascinating project. Based on our requirements, I've formulated a solid plan. I've I've formulated a solid, phased plan to build this system reliably. Okay, and it lists the plan. We also need to make sure that, well, we should, so we do need Gemini to be able to read the conversation directory that gets created for Ollama conversations, but we do need interaction between them while they're both live too, not just the historical context, right? So that needs to be another step, and that needs to be addressed now before we start building. But let's go ahead and continue reading its plan here. Phase 1, validate Docker networking and Ollama API access. And this is the absolute first step. We must confirm that your existing Dockerized Llama 3.1 instance can be accessed from outside its container. If it can't, we'll fix that. If it's not possible, we'll pivot to a non-Docker approach. The good news is that this, with Docker's port mapping, is designed for. Phase 2, design the conversation. Okay, we already, through our agent server, Okay. See what it thinks. So, validate Docker network and Ollama API access. This is design the conversation locking system. Once we can access the Ollama API, we need a way to save the conversation. We'll design a client or script that sends prompts to any model running Ollama. Whoa. Okay, alright, let's see what it said. Whoa, it's still going. Step 1, investigation. Docker driver, Docker compose. Yeah, I think you'll find it. Let's just see what it says. Let's wait a second. So it should find that file. D within this here. Docker compose. Right. So it should find that. Copy as path. Come on, Gemini, catch up. Huh. We'll wait for it to catch up for a second. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Are you stuck? I don't want to quit this session, but maybe we should. Huh. What happened here? Huh. I'm really confused right now. Output file 130558. 130558. It seems like Gemini may have crashed. Did my PowerShell crash? Hello? Hello? Huh. I wonder why that's happening. Well, whatever, we're gonna close it. And then we're going to, oh, that's not right. Get out of there. Come here. Huh. Oh, we should have copied that conversation because now it's not saved and, well, whatever. Yeah, didn't get saved. So, okay. Alright, whatever. We'll try again. We also should ask Gemini to tell us everything that's happened between the 0.14.0 update and the 0.19.1 update to get a list of features that we're missing out on and see if we can run language models in Docker containers, then we can run an up-to-date version of Gemini in a Docker container and communicate with it with our build of Gemini or through our build of Gemini, allowing our build and a newer version of Gemini to work together how we're talking about getting a llama running any model we want to talk to Gemini, right? If we could do that with a llama in Docker containers, or Gemini in Docker containers, that allows us to create a loop between language models, right? So that's what we're hoping for here. We don't want it to edit. Tell us what's going on. Okay, cool. What is this Sonic music? Okay. No, it's not. Our Gemini is being silly right now. Yeah, now you're on the right track. Okay. So now, because we had some sort of crash or glitch or bug or whatever and our conversation didn't get saved, we're gonna have to rehab that conversation. But that's okay. That's just the state of AI. AI language models aren't completely perfect yet, especially when you're running local models like this. How a language model runs depends on your machine, right? So we're doing our best and it's working pretty dang well. All right. Well, I just read through that. I'm gonna think on what that means on what our steps are gonna be. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, all right. All right, so let's tell it again what we want. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. My buddy brought me back my solder. Nice. See, I don't know that I want to do it that way. Well, my spelling is atrocious. Okay, so that worked that time. We just had a hiccup in that last session for whatever reason. But now if we go over here, we should see sunrise at the bottom of this. Sunrise. Boom. Okay, so let's recap. We got the Gemini installation script up and working, and tested it and showed you guys, proved it on a test machine. Started talking to it. It picked up where we left off on the other machine based on the context that we left in there that we copied over, which is good. That proves it all worked. And then we started talking with Gemini about how we want to integrate this Llama system and get communication between the two. And yeah, we're going to pick up there tomorrow. It's coming to the end of my workday. But I think that kind of gets us to the end of this first episode, I guess we could call it, where we get our custom built Gemini system, our custom Gemini build, to a state where theoretically, once we set up the infrastructure for it, anyone could download the drive, run the install script, and have the same thing we do, right? So that's a win. We can talk more about that later, but immediately tomorrow, the next thing is we're going to get going back on this Llama system and integration to, build a bridge to integrate into our Gemini protocol, right? So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for those of you who are still watching now, and for those of you who tuned in throughout the stream and all throughout the last couple days of this stream, getting this install script to work. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for your interest and support. Let us know what you think about what we're doing in this project. If you have any suggestions or questions or anything about this custom Gemini build, or where we're going with our bigger agentic system in the future, let us know. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's it. This has been another stream on the Peacock Plays channel. We'll still figure out what to do with all that later, but appreciate you all. Hope you all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.